Welcome back, baseball fans. We are in the American League North this evening, and we got the world champion Detroit Tigers clicking on all cylinders again, looking like that team that steamrolled to the title last year. Coming up the All-Star break, they're on a roll, and they have a 4-game lead. They're up 3 games to zip in this series, looking for a 4-game sweep to put them in prime position going into the All-Star break, and looks like they're going to be able to put up a interesting challenge to be back-to-back world champions. They stumbled in the middle of this season, but now they've turned it on lately. 3 straight wins. They won the opener behind Milt Wilcox of all, then Denny McLain, then Mickey Lolich, and in Game 4, we're actually not in Detroit, we're at the Expos in Burlington, Vermont, of all places. And we have Joe Coleman in Game 4 against John Morris in Game 3. Morris pitched for Milwaukee Brewers in 1970, but he's going to slide over to one of the other expansion teams in '69, the Expos. So let's get started. Allen, Have Gun Will Trammell, leads off with a base hit. He's a base stealer. He's not going to go anywhere against Gary Carter's arm. Rusty Coons, K's. Jim Northrup, catcher's card. He's a 1. Carter's a 1E, 1E3. They do get a pass ball. Runner at second for Thornton with 2 outs. That's a walk. 2 on, 2 outs for Willie Horton. Horton's got 3 home runs in 3 games. These guys at center. Willie Lozado walks to lead it off for the Expos. Boots Day, the fielder's choice. Bob Bailey strikes out. And Rusty Staub, third. This is Brooklyn's a 2E14 at third base. That's going to be a cheap hit. And with 2 outs, Gary Carter walks. And with the bases loaded, 2 outs, Ron Fairley skies the right. All right, Bill Freehan, 56, skies the left. Al Kaline bounces 1 to second. At second, it's Lozado, who's a 4E41, and he makes the error. Lou Whitaker. Against lefties, they put him down the lineup to the 8-hole. He strikes out, and with 2 outs, Brookins. With a base hit to center. Kaline will not go to third. First and second, 2 outs for Trammell. He strikes out. Bottom of 2 from Burlington, Lake Champlain. Adolfo Phillips walks. The only Adolfo in Major League Baseball history. He walks. Base stealer, Mac Jones, 2-4, right. Woody Woodward, single 1 to 10, lines out, and with 2 outs, you got Lozado. 2-6, another walk. 2 on, 2 outs for Boots Day, another fielder's choice. Got some great names on this Burlington team though. Boots, Adolfo, Lozado, Coco. Rusty Coons, 38, it's a walk. Northrup, 54, third X. Bailey's not very good. He's a 423. They'll take the fielder's choice there. Thornton, base at left. Northrup, he's going to challenge the Phillips arm and get to third base if he can, and he does. A 16. He gets exactly 16 on that. Runners in the corners, 1 out for Willie Horton. 48 is a base hit in the right field. That'll score a run. Thornton, though, will hold it second. 2 on, 1 out. Tigers have the lead. Bill Freehan pops a third. And with 2 outs, Al Kaline bounces a short. He's a 328. That's a single that just loads the bases with 2 outs for Lou Whitaker. And he bounces back to the mound. And the inning's over. 1-zip Tigers. Bob Bailey, 66. Base hit off Coleman. Rusty Staub. This guy's in a right field. Al Kaline's a 2E4 in right field, and he makes the play. Gary Carter, that's going to be a base hit in the right, and Bailey, he's a good runner, but there's a great arm of Kaline in right field, so he'll hold it second with 1 out. It's Ron Fairley. This guy's a right, and with 2 outs, Adolfo Phillips with a base hit in the left field. Here comes Bailey trying to tie the game. 13, 14, 15. Northrup has a minus one arm, 1-14 and tie the game, and he ties the game. And Carter, Gary Carter, does not advance on a throw. He stays the second with 2 outs, and it's Mac Jones. And Mac Jones is going to crack one into the gap, and it's going to roll the ball for a triple. Big 2-out triple for Mac Jones. Let's take a look at the Mac Jones card. There you go. He was a expansion Expo, and he's given the Expos a 3-1 lead. Woody Woodward, single 1 of 10, lines out. Tough break there. 3-1 Spos. We're in the 4th. Tom Brookins. This guy's the center. Allen Have-Gun Will Trammell. Catcher is a 1E3. You're out. Rusty Coons. Single 1 of 4. Lines out. John Morris doing an okay job here. Lozado in the 4th. 1-7. That's going to be another base hit. Boots Day. 48 is a K. Bob Bailey. 2-3. Short A. Double A. We go to the 5th. 3-1 Spos. Northrop, 69, walks. Thornton, second X. Lozado, he should have pulled him. His defense is terrible. Runner moves up. Runner at second with 1 out for Horton, who walks. 2 on now for Bill Freehand, and that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. Tigers stumbling here in game 4. Rusty Staub. Homer 1 of 13. It's gone off the Coleman card. It's 4-1. Gary Carter. Double 1 of 6. Double. Let's take a look at Gary Carter's card here, as he gets a double. And the Expos have got something going here again in the 5th. Ron Fairley strikes out. Adolfo Phillips K's. And here's Mac Jones again. He's on base again with a walk. They put a lot of men on today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 men on. Only scored 4 runs. 2 on, 2 outs. Woody Woodward rolls back to the pitcher. 4-1 game. Spos have put a lot of guys on. Not a lot of guys have scored, though. Al Kaline in the 6th. He skies it in the center. Boots Day's a 2-8. In center makes the play. Lou Whitaker, 69 is going to be a walk. Tom Brookins, 68, is a base hit in the center with 1 out. There's Whitaker, 16. Boots Day's got a -2 arm. And he's going to try and go coast to coast, down by a few runs, but he's doing it anyway, and he does. Runners get to the corners with 1 out. And they got to bring it up with the A-bunting Trammell, even with a 3-run lead. And Trammell with a base hit in a right field. Brookins, 14 runner against the Mac Jones arm of -1. He will not try and go to third. He'll coast in the second. Run scores. It's a 2-run game with 2 men on with 1 out, and it's Rusty Coons. And John Morris, he's broken. Perfect time to take him out. 5 1/3 innings. He breaks, and you got the right-hander Coons coming up next. So here comes, trotting out of the Expo bullpen will be Mike Armstrong. Let's take a look at the Mike Armstrong card in the 6th against Rusty Coons. All right, the pitch, 5-11 is going to be a walk. Not good news. Bases loaded, 1 out in a 4-2 game. Northrop, they're going to play back up for double play here. Jim Northrop, 59, bounces the second. The only problem is you still got Lozado out there, who's a 40-41 at second base. 40-41. Oh, it's going to be a ground ball that moves the runners up. Scores a run. You got second and third, 2 outs, 1-run game. Andre Thornton. And Thornton with 2 outs, K's. So, get out of the inning with a 1-run lead. Joe Coleman, bottom of the 6th. Lozado, 66, base hit. He's been on 4 times. But you might really want to think of, well, his defense, how poor it is. Boots Day, pops to short. Bob Bailey, 3-6. Let's check out Bob Bailey's card, a 3-6. Boy, this guy can rake. 28 home runs and only 352 at-bats in 1970 for the Expos. That's a 2-run shot, and we got a 6-3 game. The Expos are trying to put up a resistance to this sweep. It's 6-3. Staub rolls first, and Gary Carter. Homer 1 of 11. We saw the card earlier. It's a double. 2 outs, Ron Fairley. These guys in the left. Northup's a 2E6. Makes the grab. I think we might yank Coleman after 6. Go to the bullpen here. 6-3 in the 7th. Armstrong second inning of relief. Willie Horton rolls the pitcher. Bill Freehand. This guy's the left. Al Kaline strikes out. 7th inning stretch. We have a background music is a Forge Your Own Change Psychedelic Ballads 1968 to 74 featuring Top Drawer and East of Eden. So yeah, one of those kooky playlists that you can get on Spotify. Adolfo Phillips leads off the bottom of 7. It's not going to be Coleman though. John Hiller's going to come on in the 7th inning. John Hiller. He's only the setup guy because they have Willie Hernandez as the closer. It's a good problem to have if you're the Tigers. Adolfo Phillips. Let's look at the Hiller card. You're sort of 4-4, and that's a solo home run. All right, Mac Jones. He'll leave. Staub will play right field. Bobby Wine will come in and bat and play shortstop. And Lozado goes to DH. And Woodward goes to second. Bobby Wine, 65, short X. Trammell, 1A16, 1 out. All right, here's Woody Woodward. Woodward's easy to pronounce though, but whatever. Woody Woodyard. There you go. 1-2. This guy's center. And with 2 outs, Lozado. 35 is a walk. So the guy got on 5 straight times, but he's a liability in the field. Boots Day against the lefty. Sky's the center. Let's look at the Boots Day card just because it's got a cool name. There you go. Platoon player used to play center field against right-handed pitching or defense, in this case, against left-handed pitching. We are in the 8th. It's 7-3. We're going to yank Armstrong. He's done a great job, but we're going to go into the last few innings here. The 4-run lead. We're going to bring in Rick Waits in the 8th inning to face the lefty Whitaker. Down to the second. This is the new second baseman Woodward who makes the play. Woodward. Tom Brookins. This guy's the left. And Alan Trammell. Base hit. And Kuntz. 45. Bounces to short. Now this is Bobby Wine, the new shortstop. And he makes the play. It's a 7-3 game in the bottom of the 8th. Hiller's going to sit out. Let Howie Reed get an inning in. Looks like the Tigers were content in letting this one get away a bit. Bob Bailey, 2-10. Single 1-9's a line out. Rusty Staub, 2-9. Zip by pitch. Gary Carter, 5-11 is a K. And with 2 outs, Ron Fairley. Bounces 1-3. This is Brookins, a 2E14. That's going to be a single off of Brookins. Here's Adolfo Phillips, 2-9 is a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Bobby Wine. 1-8 is somehow a walk. Walks in a run. It's all going the Expo way here. Woody Woodward, 37. Another base hit, another run. Can't seem to get out of the inning. Get out. Lozado is 6th at bat in a 9-3 game. 2-10, and he gets retired for the first time. All right, we're 9-3 of the 9th. A laugher for the Expos. And the Tiger winning streak will come to an end, but they'll still be in good shape. Niedenfuhr. Tom Niedenfuhr will pitch the 9th inning. Of course, it's not a safe situation, just to get some work in. Northup skies the center. Andre Thornton bounces a short. This is Wine. And Willie Horton, 1-4. Bounces to short. That's your ball game from Burlington, Vermont. The home team gets a win. And they win by a score of 9-3. It's their first win of the series. They'll return tomorrow to the same stadium in Game 5. They need to win that one as well to force it back to Tiger Stadium. Niedenfuhr scoreless 9th. Waits gave up a hit in the 8th. Mike Armstrong came in the 6th and got a nice hold. Gave up a walk and 2 Ks. We'll give John Morris that win. 7 hits and 3 runs. 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. Howie Reed had a pretty lousy 8th inning. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, and 3 walks. And a K. John Hiller, solo home run and a walk. And Joe Coleman. Bad day for the Tigers. They look pretty flat and listless. 6 runs off of Coleman. All earned. Walked 5. Struck out 4. Miserable game. So the Expos put 23 men on base. 14 hits and 9 walks. Tigers put 14 men on base. So what does this do for the year to date in the America League North? Let's go check it out. So in game 4, so the Expos, that victory puts them back to a game over 500. They're hitting 279 as a club. The trouble spot's that team ERA of 438. They are currently tied with the Ohio players at 13 and 12, and the Indians are 15 and 14. So those 3 teams, all the American League North, are tied with each other, a game over 500. And they are collectively behind the 17 and 10 Detroit Tigers by 3 games. The Tigers are hitting 276 with a 4.15 ERA. So they're not exactly dominating the pitching statistics, and their hitting has been carrying them. And that's it from the America League North. We'll see you again next time.